Hello, listeners, and welcome to Herror, episode 1. I'm your ghoul host, Raina, and this is a space where I am celebrating the feminine energy that can be found in various horror media. And what better way to celebrate episode 1 than to talk about one of my favorite movies that's directed by a woman, American Psycho by Mary Harron. Now, before I get into American Psycho, I just want to give everyone a little bit of a heads up. Before there was Dexter Morgan from the Dexter television series and books, before there was Joe Goldberg from the You series, TV and books, we have Patrick Bateman, who was a character created from Bret Easton Ellis. Movie adaptation by Mary Harron came out in 2000. It is... I definitely would say it has aged somewhat based on the language, the misogyny that Patrick Bateman does inhabit in the film. However, I have not read the book. I have heard that the book is a little bit more outrageous and graphic and super, super messed up. So I will eventually read the book when I can muster up the courage to read about all the graphic details that Patrick Bateman does to these women and all of his other victims. Possibly, because what I want to talk about is this movie is about Patrick Bateman, who, in a way, he wears a mask, but the mask isn't some hockey mask. You know, it's not, he wasn't burned, he's not wearing the faces of others. He's wearing he does a lot of skincare. So he takes care of his face. However, we do find out later in the movie that it's all a facade. He is really just this empty, hollow person, and he will do anything and everything to get what he wants, is recognition, is respect, he is constantly, which we find out as well, which during the first few watches I kind of caught on to it, but then it wasn't until like my 50th or so watch is he's constantly misidentified because of the setting is in the, I want to say, the late 80s Wall Street. Everyone kind of looks like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, where they're a clone of a clone of a clone. They are what they see as the alpha male, which is name brand outfits, name brand eyewear, name brand haircuts, essentially. They are basically wearing the Rachel of a Wall Street businessman haircut, where all the men, I'm gonna post a picture for my YouTube part of this, but where every man looks the same. They have the same brand eyewear all over people. They have that same kind of haircut where it's short and a little bit long up top. They're clean shaven. You don't really see any type of facial piercings or anything like that because they want to look like the alpha male. And I don't really think they have many tattoos. Again, this was super late 80s. It's not as eccentric and more expressive with our bodies like it is now. But even what they choose to eat has to be name brand. They go to all these restaurants where you have to have a reservation. There's a scene where Patrick Bateman is trying to go to the super duper exclusive restaurant and he calls to do a reservation and the person just laughs, it's kind of in a way how Patrick Bateman feels, like everyone is just laughing at him, and they call him a name of a coworker and he just goes with it. And it's really interesting is you'll do anything to get that recognition, to get that respect, to just get that type of gratitude that you're craving, you know. And there's so many things I could talk about with this. It's super funny that the form of a way of them, you know, doing their alpha male check-in with each other is how they present their information on a business card. And doing a lot of research on this, I found out that the sound that you hear when they're taking out their business card is the sound of a sword coming out of a sheath. So if that's not kind of crazy that my business card is the most powerful sword, no, my business card is. And it's really funny, the movie, just because of how intense they make these situations and how much power it has over the character. And it's just super funny, where, for instance, yes, I do believe all types of serial killers have masks. However, some killers may not have that extensive skincare regimen that includes a mask. And I think it's really funny commentary on how you always hear about these traditional things such as, oh, men can get ready in like a span of 2 seconds, and women, it takes us like 32 minutes to an hour. But this kind of flips the script. It flips the gender norms. And it in a way, the movie is such a great way of mirroring how you think you're this way, but in actuality, you guys are almost worse than us, kind of thing. And I just wanted to take a quick little break about that. I have a 5:30 reservation at Dorsia. Believe it or not, it was not easy to get into. They said that the previous person who had a reservation somehow went out of the country. They were by the name of Owen Allen, I believe, and they had room, so they called me. And I thought that was fantastic. I was like, yes, I've been waiting, I've been slashing and dicing and waiting. Yeah. So I'm gonna go real fast, go check out Dorsia, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. That was great little trip. I did want to say, do we believe that these types of violent acts actually happened, or do you believe this was just another weird adaptation version, someone's take on how crazy our daydreams can be, where we actually feel like we murdered over, what was it? I think 10 people and animals. And yeah, so what do you guys think? I usually hate these kind of questions, but I'm kind of curious of if there were to be an American Psycho remake, what director do you think would do a really good job? I'm hoping it would be a female, just to keep that, in the running, that majority of adaptations of American Psycho were created by women. And do we feel like the scenes from the film were okay to be in the film? Like, what would we remove, or anything for the scenes from the book? Would we add every single scene from the book to make more of an impact in today's film time? Or what would we do? I just want to say it's it's a little bit harder doing a full episode completely alone. I feel like there's more to the story when the cameras go off. So we'll see. Thank you so much for listening to Herror. I cannot wait for you guys to hear and see what I have coming up. All right, as always, see you on the other side.